Our St. Louis Dragons have another doubleheader as we head out to Buffalo to face off against the Bills. And then our first home game in nearly 2 months as we host the struggling Detroit Lions. The Dragons are 5-2 as we now look towards the second half of the season. Last episode was a pretty busy one. We had our bye week, we went through the trade deadline, and then we beat the Kansas City Chiefs 31-10 in a game that was a tale of two halves. Puma Whitlock played very well while Patrick Mahomes was really contained, throwing his first interception of the entire season. Of course, our quarterback, Puma Whitlock, has played really well this year. He's only in 7th for the MVP, but it feels like he should be quite a bit higher than that, as Puma is on pace to really have a career year in terms of overall efficiency. It is worth noting that he has played 7 games and 448 snaps in those 7 games, and there's a reason why those two numbers are significant. It doesn't actually have to do with the amount of snaps he played, but more so, Puma Whitlock has signed a 7-year, $448 million contract extension in the last episode, and it just happens to be a wild coincidence that his snap numbers happen to be exactly identical. This is a decision that we kind of made a while ago, and the contract process has been certainly a work in progress, but we got the job done finally. Now, of course, we're going to be paying him and Simeon Bonnet a lot of money. The two of those guys are going to be taking up close to half of our cap space. Even with likely restructures, they're still going to be making a lot of money. So because of that, we're obviously going to be on a budget for the next few years, and we've got a lot of guys to re-sign. A multitude of key starters or free agents this year, and we don't exactly have the cap space to get it done. We only have $25 million here, and obviously Arturo Modelo is going to be of a priority, but that makes everybody else here expendable just because we're not going to really have enough money to sign those guys. And speaking of Modelo, why wait? Why not get this done now, especially considering he's played a little bit disappointing this year and his value has gone down. He's asking for a little bit less money than he really should, and I think we can get a team-friendly contract out of Modelo who wants to take less money to help the team win. Now, obviously, he's still been good this year and has obviously been fantastic since we drafted him. He was a little inconsistent in the games against our division rivals. It seems like they've kind of figured out how to cover him. But in the 2 games against non-division opponents, he got over 100 yards both times. So I don't want to give him something too cheap and too unrealistic, but if he wants to help the team win, I think we can kind of meet in the middle by giving him a short deal so he'll be able to cash out later in his career. 3 years for a little over $48 million, and he says yes. So Arturo Modelo is back. Our number 1 receiver and offensive player of the year candidate will be catching passes from Puma Whitlock for at least another 3.5 seasons. So he is now extended, which is great, especially considering we got him for really good value, only around $16 million per season. The one problem is we only have $9 million for everybody else, but obviously we can make restructures and whatnot, and that's kind of a situation where we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, the focus is Buffalo. I was looking at some team stats here on the bottom, and statistically, the Dragons have been really good at all facets. First in offensive yards, second in defensive yards, 4th in points scored, 10th in points allowed. Our team has been dominant across the board on both sides of the ball, and it's been a balance. 6th in passing offense, 2nd in rushing offense, and then defensively, the pass defense is a little bit towards the middle, but that's because nobody runs the ball on us. By far, the best run defense in the NFL. There's really only one team statistic that we're struggling in, and that is the turnover department, largely because of our lack of takeaways on defense. We have a -4 turnover differential, which is towards the bottom of the league, despite the fact that we're only league average in terms of giveaways, but we only have 2 takeaways all season. Despite the fact that our defense has not done a good job of forcing turnovers, I would argue that it's actually encouraging that our turnover differential is low, because turnovers are often a fluky way for teams to win games, and turnover differential often is not the best indicator for long-term success. So the fact that we're 5-2 with one of the worst turnover differentials in the league is actually a really good sign for our future outlook, especially if we do rack up more turnovers. Let's take a look at this matchup here against the Bills, who are 5-3. Obviously, they have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They're in a tight race in the AFC East. We still have to play all four of these teams, including the reigning champion Miami Dolphins, who lead the division at 6-2. The Bills, however, just beat the Dolphins this past week, so they're feeling good, albeit they're coming off a short week with that game being on Monday Night Football. Obviously, the Bills are led by their all-pro signal caller, Josh Allen, in his 11th NFL season, and he is still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We were able to contain Patrick Mahomes last week, and our defense is red hot after a slow first few weeks of the season. But, like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is dynamic. He's got the strongest arm in the league, really accurate, good runner. The one issue with Allen early in his career was the turnovers, but he has cleaned that up in a major way. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this season. He even had a year with less than 2 interceptions, and he's still a threat on the ground despite the fact that he's now in his 30s. It is worth noting, though, that he's on the last year of his deal, and the Bills have not re-signed him yet, which is kind of odd. I'd think they'd make that a priority. Josh Allen has some good skill position players with Juice Watkins, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Giuseppe Macias, and a two-headed monster at tight end with Dawson Knox and Sonny Kotal. Defensively, the Bills are fine with some familiar faces, including Gregory Rousseau and Tre'Davious White. They traded for former Seahawks safety Soleimani Bali during the preseason. Bali's a guy who's played well against us in the past, so that could prove to be some trouble as well. Let's get this show on the road. Week 9 at Orchard Park in Buffalo. Two of the better teams in the NFL square off as Puma Whitlock, coming off of course, his contract extension and his first game after the extension where he beat Patrick Mahomes on the road. And now he looks to beat Josh Allen on the road as well against the Bills team who's looking to keep pace with Miami atop the AFC East. Should be a fun battle here as the Bills look to snap the hot streak from the Dragons, who have won 2 in a row since their collapse back in Week 5 against the Rams. The Bills are going to start this one on offense. First play from scrimmage. Allen looks to throw it, and he's intercepted! Ryan Nada picks it off on the first play of the game, and the Dragons are going to get incredible field position at the 33. Well, that's one way to get things going. For a team who's only forced 2 turnovers all year long, a takeaway on the first play of the game is certainly a spark. The Dragons really struggle with those real routes, but Nada is able to read the play perfectly, snatching it away from Juice Watkins. So the Dragons are going to get excellent starting field position. They've got to capitalize here off the turnover, and we'll see if Puma Whitlock and the fellas can do it. Nearly 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns for Puma. He also has not thrown an interception since Week 3. On second down, he gets Jamison Williams on the curl route. Curls get the girls, they say, as the Rizzler gets 15. Now in the red zone from the 18, Puma is sacked by Gregory Rousseau. Playing right tackle today is Pea Puya Tatia. The Dragons wanted to see him in action getting snaps over Bugsy Briggs, and he ain't looking too good as Rousseau's in for another sack. The Dragons, of course, are already without one of their starting offensive linemen, J.T. Robinson, along with a couple new injuries from last week. Rookie receiver Jalen Mallard and starting edge rusher DJ Orleans are both out for the next few weeks as Cameron Dicker splits the uprights and St. Louis leads 3-0. So the Bills get it back. Their first drive was obviously not a good one. Here's Josh Allen, rolls out under pressure, nearly sacked by Nada and Bonnet, but he outruns both of them. And Allen slides at the 44. A gain of 28 on the ground for Josh Allen, and the Bills appear to be in business. Nearing the red zone now at the 23, Allen calls for an audible here on first down as he looks to throw it. Under pressure, he's picked again! Jeff Okudah with the interception, and the Dragons, who forced 2 takeaways in the first 7 games of the year, forced 2 turnovers on the opening 2 drives of the game. Was Okudah inbounds? I don't really think so. We're going to need a closer look. Ultimately, the booth would not review it, so the play stands and the Dragons will get the ball, albeit with poor field position this time, but it's worth it to force the turnover. Now they've got some work to do at the 4. Here's Milan Santa up the middle, gets the Dragons out of safety territory as he gets around 12. Milan Santa's been playing really well over the last few weeks, finally breaking out as the high draft pick he was a couple of years ago. On second down, Santa loses 3. A rough rep from the rookie center, Mason Rosenberg, who otherwise has had a good season. But Cooper Wenzel is able to bring him down, and it's now 3rd and long. Play action for Juskins. Puma on the run, gets it to Modelo. Lays down the shoulder for the first down. Modelo's first reception after signing the $48 million extension, as he's able to keep the chains moving for the Dragons. 3rd and 5 now from the 31 for St. Louis. Puma looks to throw it. Has time. Now going to scramble with it, and he will run for the first down. The Dragons have had some impressive 3rd down conversions here to start the drive, as again, they'll keep it moving. 2nd and 1 with 2 to go in the quarter. Here's Milan Santa with another nice run up the middle, and is brought down by the all-pro corner, Tre'Davious White, but not before bringing it to the 45-yard line. The Dragons are moving it nicely. The offense is looking good here now at the 25 to kick off the second quarter. 2nd and inches. Puma short throw caught by the rookie Wilson Voafana. Down the field, he brings it to the 4. A gain of 21 for Voafana, the 3rd-round draft pick out of USF, showing his ability after the catch. What a play. That was supposed to be just a short pass for a gain of like 5. 1st and goal. Puma into traffic. He's picked in the end zone by Tre'Davious White. He'll be brought down at the 1, so not good field position, but it is worth it here for Buffalo. The first interception from Puma since week 3. I get what Puma was trying to do, but obviously he executed that play very poorly. It looked like the middle of the end zone was going to be wide open, so he audibles Colin Robinson for a slant. He was supposed to run an in route. The problem is the 3 guys who were kind of in the area were all playing zone in the middle of the end zone, and before Puma realizes, he makes the throw. He didn't read or react there, and that leads to the turnover as the Bills look to get out of safety territory, and they will. Sonny Kotal gets the first down to the 13-yard line. Obviously, it has not been a good start for Josh Allen, who's been picked off on each of his first 2 possessions today after only 2 interceptions through his first 8 games of the year. On second down, he gets it to Gabe Davis on the curl route. He brings it to the 31-yard line. Allen's starting to look a little bit better here, but they've now got a 3rd down here from the 32. 5 wide with no time to throw it, and this ball goes right in the ground. Nnamdi Sanaga leads the way with the pressure. Malachi Weston and Simeon Bonnet were there as well. Sanaga's getting plenty of extra playing time with the injury to DJ Orleans as St. Louis gets it back. Short throw for the tight end, Isaiah Likely, breaking tackles to the 43 as Pea Puya-Tatia is hurt. And it looks like the Puya-Tatia experiment will run short. He allows 2 sacks and gets hurt. So Bugsy Briggs, the regular starter, will return to right tackle. 3rd and 8, Milan Santa only gets 6. Nice tackle there by Dorian Williams. The Dragons would have a 4th and 2 inside the 50 and ultimately elect to punt it, trusting their defense to make a play. As on second down, Diggs annihilates Demore Diggins, and he gets the first down. Nice stiff arm there for Diggs, who's getting up there in age, now 34 years old, but still a really, really good receiver. From the 27, here's Juice Watkins. He loses a yard, wrapped up by Ryan Nada. The Bills haven't even tried to run the ball. Watkins has only gotten 3 carries, and that's because they know that this run defense is unbelievably good. They've primarily had all of their focus on throwing. 2nd and 11. Allen to the sideline. He connects with Giuseppe Macias, who brings it to the 44. Macias historically has played well against the Dragons. Had a kick return touchdown against us when he was a rookie. On second down, Allen is sacked by Owen Popo for a loss of 12. It looked like a blitz from the linebackers, and Popo was able to make it home. 3rd and 22 now for the Bills. They still have a goose egg here on the board here in the first half as Allen is under more pressure. That was Popo again, and he has to throw it away. Ronrakis Barber was there as well as St. Louis gets it back. Still 3-0, a defensive duel as Puma goes up the middle for Aaron Mayer. He gets the first down to the 49. Mayer getting some extra reps with no Jalen Mallard. Short throw caught by the tight end Isaiah Likely, looking to make his way out of bounds to stop the clock at the 38. There now looks to be a sense of urgency here through the St. Louis offense as their 3 points today is only because of the field position from the interception. Nice run by Milan Santa. He gets it to the 26. Now 3rd and 1 with 40 seconds left. It's Juskins who powers his way for the first down as St. Louis calls their first timeout. Just because we're late in the half doesn't mean we're not going to run the ball. Short throw caught by Modelo. Looking to power his way in, and he does. Arturo Modelo is in for the touchdown. It's Modelo time. And the Dragons finally with a touchdown. They lead at 10-0. I didn't think Modelo was in, but again, the booth didn't review it. The touchdown will ultimately stand for Modelo. And with that, St. Louis leads by multiple possessions. Dating back to the start of the third quarter against Kansas City, the Dragons have allowed 0 points on defense. We'll see if they can keep it going. Allen is picked off on the first play by Lucifer with nobody in front of them. He takes it all the way for a pick six. Cam Lucifer, the second, with the first defensive touchdown of the season for the Dragons, and it's now 17-0. Again, the Dragons had 2 turnovers on defense all year. They now have 3 in the first half, and the same can be said for Josh Allen. That was an abysmal throw as well. I feel like the first 2 plays weren't really Josh Allen's fault, more so good defense. That was horrible. Where was he going? And it's now 17-0. Bills back with it. Allen floats up a prayer, and it's caught by Watkins. The juice is loose. It's a 75-yard touchdown for Juice Watkins, and the Bills get their 7 points right back. The last time the Bills had a running back named Juice, he was a killer on and off the field. It looks like here with Juice Watkins, the gloves do fit, and with that, it's now 17-7 as Watkins takes a stab for the end zone. There were no touchdowns through the first 19 and a half minutes of this game, and then we had 3 touchdowns in the last 30 seconds, including 3 consecutive plays from scrimmage. I don't think I've ever seen that. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. We'll start in South Beach. Obviously, both us and the Bills have division rivals here, and it is the Dolphins who lead the Rams 14-0. The reigning champion Dolphins look a lot better in the regular season than they did last year when they were the 7th seed and ran the table in the playoffs. In Las Vegas, the Raiders, who've played some good football lately, lead 21-7. Former first-round pick Irwin Dundee is really coming along at quarterback, and his connection with Cassius Middleton has been key. The Raiders traded up at the end of the first round a couple years ago for Middleton, and he's become one of the best receivers in the NFL. In Carolina, earlier today, the Panthers were able to fend off the Seahawks 24-21 with this late drive and touchdown from Bryce Young to Matthias Abanda. The Seahawks have now lost 6 straight as they have not recovered since choking a double-digit lead against us back in Week 4, as they haven't won since. As we go into the second half, we have the lead, and I'm hoping we'll be able to hold on the way we've played defensively. So we're going to focus on running the ball. I want to get Santa and Justin super involved, and then defensively, we've been great. Josh Allen and the Bills' offense have not been good, minus the 1 long touchdown at the end of the second quarter, but they haven't been able to sustain a drive yet. Here's Puma on 3rd and 1, connects with Jamison Williams. If he was able to stay upright, he could have taken that one to the crib, but still a nice first down for Jamo as he keeps the chains moving. 3rd and 2, the Dragons have already used 4 minutes here on this drive, and they've moved the ball very efficiently. Puma up the middle, connects with Modelo, who is decked by Tre'Davious White and company, but he gets the first down, bringing it to the 20. Here's Milan Santa. He is wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 2. It's Tristan Whitlock who brings him down, the younger cousin of our very own Puma Whitlock. Tristan, a former first-round corner out of Alabama, has had a productive day today. Puma on the run on 3rd and 4, converts to the 4. The Dragons have been excellent on 3rd down offensively. I think that's been the key for them on that side of the ball. 2nd and goal. Puma on the run. He will take it himself for a rushing touchdown, outrunning Ed Oliver, who's been one of the best defensive players in the league this year, might I add. And the Dragons are back up by 3 possessions as it's now 24-7, using up 6.5 minutes on that drive. The Bills get it back, down by 17. Here's Allen in the zone, looking downfield. He's got Davis, who is quickly wrapped up by Jeff Okudah, but not before bringing it to the 44-yard line. Davis, unironically, is the 2nd highest rated player on the roster, only behind Josh Allen. Play action. Allen connects with the tight end, Sonny Kotal, who brings it to the 27. The Bills are moving quickly. They still have plenty of time. There's still 2 minutes left in the third, but they are looking to march fast. From the 27, Allen still in the zone, looking, and it's nearly intercepted. Cam Lucifer dropped a gimme. Would have been his 2nd interception of the game. Would have been the 4th for Allen. Following play, it's a handoff for Juice Watkins. Bounces off a blocker. Watkins runs by defenders. Beats Lucifer, and he's gone. A second touchdown today for Juice Watkins. And the Buffalo Bills are back within 10 as it is now 24-14. That was the first good drive of the game for the Bills, and they did it quickly. St. Louis back with it. Jamison Williams does not get the first down conversion. He was unable to keep the feet past the yards marker. Puma's wondering, how the hell did you not get the first? And the Dragons would punt it on 4th and inches. Bills have it back now into the 4th. Allen under pressure, nearly sacked by Creed, as Josh Allen with another nice run gets it to the 30, and unfortunately the rookie Zion Creed is injured. I'd be sick too if I missed out on my first NFL sack by mere inches. We haven't gotten a ton out of the first round pick, Creed, but he made a nice play there, just couldn't finish. Sounds like me in the bedroom. 3rd and 5. Josh Allen hands it off for Watkins, who gets nothing. The Bills tried to catch the Dragons off guard with the run. Doesn't work. And what do the Bills do here on 4th and 5? You can make the argument to kick or go for it. But being that a field goal would make it a one-score game, there's no reason not to kick. This one from 42 is up and good. And with that, it's now 24-17. The Dragons have some work to do on offense to make sure they can hold on to this lead. With 6:46 to go, they don't necessarily have to go full chew clock mode, but I imagine we're going to see a lot of running the ball on this drive as they will start up the middle with Milan Santa, who gets the first down, gaining 10 or 11, as Sharif Sully, the left tackle, is hurt on the play. That is bad news. Sharif Sully has been one of the most important players on this roster this year. We signed him into a big contract in free agency, and he's been worth every penny as he ultimately tore his abdominal, and that could be a multi-week injury. Up the middle on first down, it's Amarian Cephas, who gets to the 46-yard line. 3rd and 7 now with 5.5 to go. The Dragons at the 43. Play action for Juskins. Puma sacked again by Gregory Rousseau, his 3rd of the game. A rough drive for the Dragons as they let up the sack. And of course, prior, the star left tackle, Sharif Sully, exited the game with a serious abdominal injury. So St. Louis will look to punt it, and it's going to be a good one. Down at the 3 by the rookie, Essie Fortis. What a punt from Presley Harvin. So the Bills have their work cut out, backed up in their own red zone, but they get the ball, and they're only down by 7 as Allen is sacked on 3rd down. Bubba Watkins and Jabril Fofana bring him down. And here, 4th and 11 with 3.5 to go. What's the move? The Bills are ultimately going to punt it, and I don't entirely disagree because if you don't convert, it's game over. Now you're giving your defense a chance, although the problem is here, as you can see, with a good punt return by Colin Robinson, the Dragons are going to start at the 37. Good job there by Robinson getting the return reps today with the injury to Jalen Mallard, who is the regular kick and punt returner. 2nd and 2. Here's Juskins to the outside with a first down. And if they weren't already, the Dragons are now most certainly in field goal range, and all they need is 3 to likely finish it off. Here at the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 1 from the 8. Handoff from Milan Santa. He gets the first down, trying to get his way into the end zone. He's unsuccessful down at the 6. 2nd and goal. Santa gains nothing. The Dragons are having some trouble punching it in here. Can they do it on 3rd and goal? Puma Whitlock is going to call an audible for everybody. We'll see if he's looking to catch the Bills off guard or if he is, in fact, throwing the football. Puma in the zone, by the way, as he will look to pass. It rolls out to the right. On the run. He's got his man. For a second time today, it is Modelo time. Arturo Modelo with the score. The point of the audible was to really have all of his bases covered, have options in the middle of the end zone, have Jamison Williams on an out route to the left side, and the first read, Arturo Modelo, on an out route to the right. It's now 31-17, and the Bills have to move quick. And, well, this is a good start. Dawson Knox gets it all the way to the 34, wrapped up by Jalen Bourgeois. Under a minute to go, 2nd and 1 up the middle. It's Gabe Davis who gets it to the 10, but there's one problem. This play is coming back. Instead of getting a first down at the 10, we'll basically reset. It's a holding against the guard, Cade Wheeler, and that'll make it a 2nd and 11, pretty much the original line of scrimmage. Now 3rd and 11. Allen looking downfield. He's got Giuseppe Macias, who gets it to the 10. The Bills are out of timeouts, by the way. Time is not on their side. They have 19 seconds left. 2nd and goal from the 10. Allen looks to throw it in the back of the end zone. He's got his man, Gabe Davis, with the score. So a quick drive from Buffalo, but they still need a miracle. And that starts here with an onside kick. For the ball game, it takes an awkward bounce and is recovered by Aaron Mayer, and that should do it. The Dragons take 3 in a row as they beat the Bills 31-24 in a game that really started as a defensive battle. We did not have a touchdown until there were 30 seconds left in the second quarter, and then at that point, all hell broke loose. Overall, a strong performance here from the Dragons. The offense certainly wasn't perfect, but we had some good moments, especially in the second half. Defensively, dominant early in this game with 3 first-half takeaways, which really was the difference in this game. I will say the defense certainly slowed down in the second half. I feel like that big touchdown by Watkins was ultimately a momentum boost for the Bills on that side of the ball. I thought Josh Allen was pretty good. I get he threw 3 interceptions, but really only that last one was a bad throw. The other 2 was just great defense. As for Puma, pretty good game. He was super efficient, 76% completion percentage. The interception was brutal, but other than that, he played really well. I thought our run defense was good. Juice Watkins had 9 rushing yards outside of his touchdown. Arturo Modelo with a very Modelo-like game for the year. Only 60 yards on 7 catches, but he did score twice. I thought the offensive line was solid, other than our blocking of Gregory Rousseau, who had 3 sacks. We only had 2 sacks. The pass rush was pretty quiet, but of course, that was replaced by the takeaways on defense with the interceptions by Okuda, Nada, and the pick 6 by Lucifer, which ultimately was the difference. And shout out Cam Lucifer. He had a great game in coverage. Obviously, it's been a rough year for Cam, but he played really well today. As for Sharif Sully, he will return next week. This really surprised me. I figured he would miss at least a month with the abdominal tear, but he is back. And I've got to give a shout out to Sharif Sully because he has been a warrior coming back from this injury early, but also he's been unbelievably good. He's allowed 0 sacks. He's been a rock star for us at left tackle, and sure, we signed him to a lot of money, 4 years, $80 million, but he has been worth every penny and then some. Outside of Puma Whitlock and Simeon Bonnet, I think Sharif Sully has been our next best and most important player so far this season, and he looks like a runaway favorite to at least be a nominee for the stud of the year. Let's take a look at our scores around the league here in Week 9. Everybody in our unserious division lost, with the exception of us, obviously. Players of the week, Deontay Harris, who's been a revelation this year with the Bucs, along with Patrick Mahomes, Lance Sturlovich, and Derek Stingley. That'll bring us into Week 10. We return home for the first time in around 2 months as we face off against the struggling 1-7 Detroit Lions, who won the NFC North last year but have completely fallen off the face of the earth this season. The Lions have the worst record currently in the NFL. They are the only team to have won less than 2 games. As for us, we're playing really well. We're 6-2. We've won 3 in a row since our embarrassing loss in Week 5 against the Rams. And we've got some good wins here on the road. The Niners, we blew them out. The Chiefs blow out. And the Bills, well, we kind of blew them out in the first half and then kind of let the pedal off the metal. On one hand, you may think this looks like an easy game. The Lions are not a very good team. Again, they're 1-7. Their point differential is -70, so it's not like they're some fluky 1-7. No, these guys are actually quite bad. But there's no such thing as an easy game in the NFL, and we still have to take this matchup seriously, otherwise it could be a trap game. Obviously, the Lions have not been good this year. They've only won 1 game, that being against Indianapolis back in Week 5. Their most recent loss, an 8-point defeat to the Atlanta Falcons. At quarterback, the Lions have former first-rounder out of USC, Amari August, who's had a really interesting career because last season I thought he was really good. A huge reason why the Lions won the division. He received a contract extension and has fallen off the face of the earth this year. He's already thrown more interceptions than he did a year ago. His passer rating has gone down by around 30. I don't know what's happened, but he went from one of the better young quarterbacks in the league to not so good. He does have a pretty good group of weapons. Of course, the ultra-explosive Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Virgil Deese, Treylon Burks, and the former almost Dragon, Nate Ware Jr. at receiver, along with Dalton Kincaid at tight end. They've got a good line led by Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow, and some good players on defense, including former high draft picks such as Chase Young, Aiden Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, Machias Speck, and Vernon Rudisell. Despite that, the Lions have been probably the most disappointing team in the league this year, going from a division winner to the basement, not just at the NFC North, but of the entire NFL. And being that the Lions are my team, it does hurt me a little bit, but We're still going to look to win this game here and have Detroit fall to 1-8. We'll see if the Dragons can get win number 7 on the season. It would be their 4th straight, and certainly a statement after, again, our embarrassing choke a few weeks back against the LA Rams. So the Dragons will start off with the ball. We'll see what the offense can look to do early. As on 2nd and 4, it's an RPO for the former Lion, Jamison Williams, who gets it out of bounds to the 44 as Pui Etitia is hurt again. Yikes. J-Mo was in Detroit for 3 seasons, didn't really pan out there. And in the 3 seasons he's been here, he's gotten over 1,000 yards in each of them, looking to make it 4 in a row. Puma looking for the heavens on 3rd and 1. It's broken up for Arturo Modelo. It looked like he had a little bit of space open, but it's broken up by Brown. 4th and 1 from the 47. The Dragons are going to go for it, and Milan Santa will convert, fighting for extra yards as he gets to the 40. Good gain there by Santa. Should have been a gain of around 2 or 3, but instead he got like 7. And St. Louis keeps it moving. Following play from the 40. Puma under pressure. He is sacked. Aiden Hutchinson brings him down. The first sack of the year allowed by left tackle Sharif Sully. 3rd and 13 now from the 43. Puma looks to throw it under more pressure, and he has to throw out of the sack. Chukwuemeka Minky, the young defensive tackle out of Iowa State, is there with the pressure. That'll force a punt, and the Lions get it for the first time today. Here's August, connects with Jahmyr Gibbs, who gets by Popo, and is wrapped up at the 45-yard line, but not before getting a quick first down as the Lions look to set the tone offensively after their stop on defense. 3rd and 2 now from the 37 for Detroit. It's a read option. August can move as he breaks the tackle from Bourgeois, gets by Ryan Nada, and will get the first down before being wrapped up by Nnamdi Sanaga, but not before bringing it to the 25. With 4 to go in the first, up the middle. Nice throw and catch all the way to the 4. It's Treylon Burks who makes the play for the Lions, and they can just taste it. Getting very close here to the end zone. 1st and goal. Play action. Here's August on the run to the right. Looks to run it himself, and he does. A rushing touchdown for Amari August, and the Detroit Lions are on the board first. They lead at 7-0. So Puma Whitlock gets it back. These two quarterbacks had multiple head-to-head matchups in college, with August's Trojans often getting the upper hand as Puma goes downfield for Amarion Cephas, who brings it to the 41. He's a little bit banged up after the play, though, but it shouldn't be anything serious. He won't need to go to the locker room and should return fairly shortly. But already the Dragons are shorthanded at receiver, with Colin Robinson nursing a hip injury. He is playing through it. And, of course, Jalen Mallard, who's already out. Darwin Juskins loses 3. Chase Young in the backfield. I chase young kids. And with that, it is now 2nd and long. Play action. Puma under pressure. He is sacked again. Chukwuemeka Minky brings him down for a loss of 10. The Lions front unit has been on a heater so far. The Dragons offensive line's been good this year, but today they are struggling. 3rd and long. Puma looking downfield. He was under a ton of pressure. It looked like it was Hutchinson leading the way. And the pass is deflected by Kirby Joseph. So another stalled drive for St. Louis as the Lions get it back. It's been all Detroit here in the first quarter. And Jahmyr Gibbs looks to keep it going. He gets the first down to around the 31-yard line. The Lions have ran the ball well so far. They've obviously thrown the ball well so far, as now it's 3rd and 4. August up the middle, connects with the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who gets it to the 47. A nice conversion there for Detroit as we move into the second quarter. A disastrous start for St. Louis. Up the middle, another nice run, but that's a fumble! And it's picked up by the defense. Keenan Sullivan, the rookie second-round running back, coughs it up, but not so fast. This play is going to be reviewed. That was Barahona with the force, Devontae Wyatt with the recovery. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but ultimately it looked like one of the knees were down when he had possession of the ball. A major break for the Lions, and they will hold on to possession. And instead, it's a gain of 8 for Sullivan, who gets it back on 2nd and 2. Gets the first down and more. Keenan Sullivan to the 24. And the Lions are marching again. The Dragons have had no answer on either side of the ball so far. What is happening? Now from the 24, play action. August under pressure here on first down. Breaks the sack from Finnegan, Howell, Coleman, and Sanaga, but he's wrapped up by Simeon Bonnet for a loss of 2. That's Bonnet's 10th sack of the year, 3rd time in his career that he gets double-digit sacks. 2nd and 12, August under pressure. He is sacked again! A 2nd sack for Simeon Bonnet. And keep in mind, his matchup is Penei Sewell, one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Bonnet gets back-to-back sacks. He's now in the zone on 3rd down, looking for another sack. He forces a quick throw, caught by Sullivan, who gets 2. What a possession from Simeon Bonnet, who nearly had 3 consecutive sacks. And just like that, the drive is over for Detroit. They'll have to kick. They have Justin Tucker now, by the way. He makes that one from 47, and so it's now 10-0. The Dragons have to wake up. With the exception of Simeon Bonnet, everybody looks asleep. This really has been a trap game so far, as on 3rd and 1, Puma throws it into the ground under a ton of pressure from Machias Speck, the former first-round defensive back out of Michigan. Both of these teams with a handful of Michigan highly drafted defenders. As August has it back on 1st down, he's sacked again! It's Simeon Bonnet with his 3rd sack of the last few minutes. What a 2nd quarter here for Simeon Bonnet. He is toying with Penei Sewell. 3rd and 20, Bonnet with pressure again. August downfield, he's got it! Amon-Ra St. Brown with the 1st down, and more importantly, that'll take Bonnet out of the zone. That'll make Penei Sewell's life a whole lot easier. On one hand, Penei Sewell's my favorite player in the league, so it does hurt me a little bit. But on the other side, who doesn't like to see Bonnet eating? It's on 3rd down. The pass is deflected by Cam Lucifer. It's a 4th and 1 from the 45, and Detroit would punt it. Dragons have it back. They've got to get something going before halftime as Arturo Modelo gets it up the middle. He brings it to the 42. Of course, the Dragons' offense started slow against Buffalo. They had the field goal early, but again, that was because of the interception. Their first true offensive points came with 30 seconds left in the second half, and they played a lot better after that. So we're hoping that'll be the case here again today. Milan Santa on the run. Gets the 1st down to the 45, and he appears to be banged up. It's a bruised sternum for Santa. His day is done. Not a long-term injury, but obviously a pretty big loss, being that he is one of the most important pieces of the offense. 3rd and 11, Puma under pressure. He connects with Arturo Modelo, who's had a nice first half. He gets the 1st down to the 33. Puma's under a ton of pressure there again. The offensive line has been horrible today. Minute 21 left in the half. Puma looks short. Modelo on the out route. Breaks the tackle from Joseph. Breaks another tackle. And is pushed out by Vernon Rudisell, but not before bringing it to the 16. 3rd and 2 now. Puma under more pressure. Rolls out to the right side. Trying to make something happen with his legs. Ballsy pass. Incomplete. That was dangerous. He trusted himself a little bit too much. It looked like he tried to loft it over Kirby Joseph and hoped the receiver would catch it, but unfortunately, he misfired. 4th and 2, Dragons go for it, and they get it. Joe Mixon with the 1st down to the 2, and St. Louis can chew a little clock. They have a timeout. They've got 30 seconds. No need to rush. 2nd and goal now with 15 seconds. Puma's going to look to throw it. Short pass is caught, and it's Isaiah Likely in with the touchdown, and the Dragons are finally on the board here to end the first half as it's 10-7. And luckily, there was no funny business on the following Detroit drive. No 75-yard receiving touchdown to the running back. And that'll wrap things up here in the first half. The Dragons do not look very good. They lead 10-7. Simeon Bonnet and Arturo Modelo have been awesome. Everybody else, not so much. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. We will start in H-Town. The Denver Broncos have been a revelation. They were 1-5 at the trade deadline. They sold the farm, trading away veterans like Justin Simmons and Cortland Sutton, but all of a sudden they're winning. They've won 2 in a row and lead 21-7 against the good Houston team. In Cincinnati, the Thursday night game, Baltimore won this one 28-14. The Ravens look like legit contenders with Lamar, Superman Jackson, as they're now 7-2. The Bengals have been really disappointing, only 3-7. And in South Beach, 2 of the best teams in the AFC, Chargers and Dolphins. It's a close one, but LA leads 7-6 with this incredible touchdown run by Gaffey St. Quentin. Of course, those 2 quarterbacks, Justin Herbert and Tua Tagovailoa, have been connected by the hip, being that they were drafted 1 spot apart from each other all the way back in 2020. Let's now enter the second half. We've got a lot to work on, and I will say we looked better as the half went along, but still not great. The passing offense hasn't been all that good. And then defensively, the coverage has been subpar, and even the pass rush, with the exception of Simeon Bonnet, hasn't been all that good so far. The Lions will start with it here in the third as August is picked on the first play of the half. It's Demore Diggins who comes down with the interception. A major momentum boost for a Dragons team who needed one desperately. That, my friends, is how you start the third quarter. St. Louis with great field position now. Puma on the run looking for the end zone, and he's picked! Micaiah Speck gets it right back for Detroit. It looks like Colin Robinson had a little bit of room. Again, Puma trusting himself a tiny bit too much. And both teams trade interceptions within the first 40 seconds of the third quarter. And the Lions get it right back like nothing happened as Nnamdi Sanaga is in with this sack. Nice play there by Sanaga, who's played pretty well since DJ Orleans got hurt. And in significantly less playing time, Sanaga actually has more sacks, 2, than DJ Orleans has. 1. 3rd and 12. August up the middle. He is an open man. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown who gets the first down to the 35-yard line. It's been a productive start here for the Sun God. 4 catches, 59 yards, but he took a big hit by Jalen Bourgeois. 3rd and 9 now from the 36. August looks to throw it on the run, being chased by Bonnet. Fumble! It's a strip sack picked up by the big fella, Penei Sewell, but not before Simeon Bonnet gets his 4th sack of the game as Amari August is hurt on the play. He'll go to the sideline with Sam Howell being the backup, but if I'm Howell, I do not want to step on that field. Simeon Bonnet looks like a war criminal the way he has demolished Penei Sewell today. Good run by Darwin Juskins. He gets it to the 46. Should be a big half for Juskins with no Milan Santa. We're also going to see quite a bit of Tornado Davis and more Joe Mixon as well. From the 46, Puma looking downfield. He's got Modelo who breaks a tackle and is out of bounds at the 12. Arturo Modelo has been electric today, looking worth every penny of that $48 million deal. 2nd and goal now from the 2. Puma hands it off for Juskins to the left side. He is in! Darwin Juskins finally scores his first touchdown of the year. It's not that Juskins has been bad, it's just that Milan Santa has been vulturing goal line touches away from him. And with that, the Dragons lead for the first time today. It's now 14-10. Lions back with it. Jahmyr Gibbs to the left side. Good start to the drive. Note, that was Amari August in at quarterback, so he's right back in, going to tough it out, looking to play through the injury. As they now have it at the 38 on first down. August looks to throw it downfield. He's got an open man. It's Dalton Kincaid who gets it all the way to the 26-yard line, wrapped up by Owen Popo. Big gain there for Kincaid. And now it's 1st and goal. Handoff for Jahmyr Gibbs. He gets around 2 or 3, and Bonnet is hurt on the play. It looks like an injury to his chest. His day is done. Shouldn't be a serious injury. He'll be back next week. But for the sake of winning this game, that's a big deal because he's been by far our best player. 3rd and goal. August walks it in. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And Detroit is back ahead 17-14. And now the Dragons have no Simeon Bonnet to take them the rest of the way. Here's Juskins on first down with a good run. Stiff arms the defender and is out of bounds at the 45 with 8 seconds left in the third. Let's move to quarter number 4. The Dragons trailing against the NFL's worst team as on 3rd down, Modelo makes a nice catch, but he only gets 3. Nice tackle by Jack Campbell, the former first-round linebacker out of Iowa. That was Modelo's 10th catch of the game, by the way. He's got 127 yards. 4th and 3, Dragons will go. It's Tornado Davis, bounces off a blocker, has a first down and more. Davis down the field. He brings it all the way to the 1. A gain of 37 yards for Tornado Davis II, making the most of his extra opportunity with the injury to Milan Santa. And now St. Louis looks to punch it in. 2nd and goal. Short pass is caught by the former Lion, Jameson Williams, for the touchdown. And St. Louis is back ahead, 21-17. So the Lions will get it back, now trailing once again, albeit the Dragons without Simeon Bonnet, who had 4 sacks today. As August on 3rd down under pressure, he is brought down. Malachi Weston and Trajan Blyshenden bring him down for a loss of 8. 6 sacks today by St. Louis as the Dragons would get it back. Detroit opting to punt. Here's Puma on first down. He looks short for Modelo. His 11th catch of the game. Look at him go. What a play after the catch by Arturo Modelo, who's had his best game of the year and one of the best performances of his career, showing that he is one of the best receivers in the NFL still. 2nd and 3, up the middle. Nice grab by Colin Robinson, who suffered a hip injury in practice this week. toughening it out, playing through it. That's his first catch of the game, but obviously he's been busy on special teams. 2nd down and 5. Juskins outruns defenders, somehow gets the first down. What a run by Darwin Juskins, who hasn't gotten the ball a ton, but has been productive today with nearly 50 yards and a score. 2nd and goal from the 1. Puma looks to throw it in the zone, now running, and Puma Whitlock walks into the end zone, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, 2nd of the episode, and the Dragons now lead 28-17, having outscored the Lions 28-7 over the last 20 minutes. Detroit back with it. They've got some work to do. Here's Amon-Ra St. Brown, gets by Lucifer, and gets a quick first down, but unfortunately for Detroit, it appears he's banged up, so their number 1 receiver will go to the sideline and be out for a little while. 3rd and 10. Here's August under pressure, looks downfield, it's picked off! Ron Rakes Barber with the interception, and that should just about do it as the Dragons will look to chew some clock and finish this game off. It was certainly not a great performance for St. Louis, being that Detroit's one of the worst teams in the league, but they woke up here at the second half looking to finish it off for good, as on 3rd and 6, it's Amarion Cephas who gets the first down. Productive day for Cephas. Detroit now going to need to use those timeouts. Let's go a couple plays later. 3rd and 5 from the 43. A first down conversion would end it, and after a couple runs, the Dragons will throw it. It's caught by Modelo. He stays in bounds, but does not get the first. 4th and 1 now. Game on the line. Dragons will go for it, looking to finish it off as it's a pass again. Puma under pressure, on the run, connects with Cephas, and that'll do it. What a play by Puma Whitlock, evading the pressure, making the throw on the run, and another nice snag for Cephas. So the Dragons will officially win it 28-17. And again, as I said at the start of the drive, really not the best game from the Dragons. They struggled early on offense. Even the defense felt subpar, although I will say I was very impressed by the defensive performance in the 4th quarter. With no Simeon Bonnet, who was unbelievable early in this game, the defense was able to hold up, and Detroit did not score after the Bonnet injury, minus the red zone touchdown when Bonnet was already hurt in the red zone. So a good win here for the Dragons. That's 4 in a row, improving to a record of 7-2. Strong game from Puma Whitlock. Again, the interception was not ideal, but other than that, pretty efficient game. He was really good in the second half after starting off slowly. As for Amari August, he just was not very effective today on the ground and as a passer. Just did not have a good game, continuing his very disappointing season. I thought Jahmyr Gibbs was pretty good on the ground. Not our best day from the run defense. Darwin Juskins played pretty well. Davis obviously had the big run. And then receiving-wise, what a game for Arturo Modelo. 12 catches for 152 yards. He was uncoverable. And when he did get the ball, he was electric with it. Penei Sewell had a rough game, allowing 4 sacks. Again, it hurts my heart. I love Penei. He's my favorite player on the team. But it was fun seeing Simeon Bonnet eat against one of the best offensive linemen in the league. And Bonnet showed that he can do it against anybody. If he can get 4 sacks in 3 quarters against Penei Sewell, then he can have a big game against anyone. Bonnet now with 13 sacks and I think 23 tackles for loss, both of which lead the NFL. Now, unfortunately, Wilson Villafana dislocated his ankle. He'll be out 6 weeks. But Jalen Mallard will be back, JT Robinson will be back, and Colin Robinson's hip injury will have been fully recovered for next week. Everybody in the NFC West lost again, except for us. Shocking and unserious. Players of the week, Simone Rashid IV continuing his great rookie season in Minnesota, along with Lamar Jackson, Isaiah Simmons, and Kyle Soze. Simmons had a really good game, a sack and 2 interceptions. But Simeon Bonnet had 4 sacks against Penei Sewell. And if not for Bonnet, I don't know if we win this game. I'm just saying. So here in Week 11, the Dragons are 7-2. We have more wins than the rest of the division combined. We can clinch this division within the next, 3 weeks. That's how bad the NFC West is, which is a far cry from what we've seen. The NFC West is always so good. There's usually 3 teams battling for playoff spots. Now there's 3 teams who are going to pick into top 5. Next episode will likely be a doubleheader. We've got New England and New Orleans. We might have a prospect profile. I haven't decided yet. I haven't had time to put any of the players in because I've been very busy over the last couple of weeks, but I should have more time, so hopefully I'll be able to get those in pretty soon and we can have prospect profiles within the next couple of episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.